As Carlos pointed out when we talked yesterday, finding a job now, and I'm talking about just around this time, especially dating back to the last few years, is much harder than it was. He specified it in 2008. He's talking about like a decade ago, in general. Now, before I get into that particular topic, I'm addressing what he said. Look, man, I already got a rejection from that tote bag factory where I got interviewed last Tuesday, and I didn't have any experience on the fabric design and the printers that they use and all that. So in the case of the one on Thursday, look, man, I feel like this is one of my best interviews that I've had in a long time, going all the way back to 2022, where I've had so many good ones, especially with my delivery, right? But I've seen some positive signs, like these interviewers like some of my pieces, and they knew, as they looked over my resume, that I was literally right next door. I'm talking about the street, a street over, where my dump is, right? So I'm seeing some positive signs, like they like some of my artwork. I try to be as detailed as possible too, to show my passion as a designer, my will to learn this and that. Now look, am I gonna get it? I really do hope so, because if I don't, I may just give up looking for a graphic design at this point. Now, I know I've said that before, but then what makes it even harder is a lot of the non-graphic design jobs that I've applied to, I just really have no experience in, except for, the Microsoft programs that I use, even though I have, minimal experience on all of them, maybe with the exception of Word. So, man, I do hope I get this one, especially since it's still, it's literally only a couple minutes from my dump, dude, but just never know at this point. But yeah, man, I know I gotta keep my head up, because even Nathan was having a hard time finding a new job, considering how many jobs he had to apply to in the last couple of years. What do you say, like over like a total of 900 or something like that? So getting back to what Carlos said, I have no doubt that he's right, and unfortunately, I already gave the example of Nathan already applying to like over 900 jobs in the last couple of years, and the guy on Glassdoor, when he addressed finding applying to 300 jobs already, he's only able to gain 8 interviews. And you got this one girl that applied for like 77 jobs, only able to gain 3. I know 77 is small, and her probability was better, but still 77 is still a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not like 10, 15, and you get 3 out of it. I'm telling you, I'm talking about the times that we're living in, and especially now with Voldemort 2.0's war, the Iran war. I don't know what's up with this dude, man. Like, the decisions that he's making as far as the war is concerned, the war alone, it's driving a lot of people crazy, including myself. Nobody can even trust this dude, man. Nobody. And you're just seeing prices, especially with gas, just going right through the roof. And unfortunately, the economy is still what it is because of the tariffs from last year, and still going on. And now with the war going on, just imagine how much more of an impact that's going to take on the economy in a negative way. That's what I'm saying, man. It's the like to piggyback off of what Carlos said. It is much harder to find a job than it was well over a decade ago. You know, but even around, let's just say what, 2015, 2016, 2017, I may still feel like I have a chance because print design was still relevant then, right? In terms of graphic design. And even in finding a job in general that's not graphic design, right? So the economy then was pretty decent, right? But the thing is, you know, in the case of me in graphic design, now they're expecting more. Well, fortunately, in this past interview, you know, I'm able to, you know, the interviewers weren't really all about the digital design aspect and all that. Now look, I'm like, they're wanting to do t-shirt designs and all that. Look, man, it's I just hope I do get it. If I don't, then, you know, it is what it is, and I just hate to continue being stuck in this dump. Right now, I just don't even want to think about being in that dump anymore. Even if I am there, I just don't ever want to feel like I'm there. Like, I have a hard time feeling like I'm in there every single day. Going to my 13th year, well, rightfully so. Just look at Amari. You know, she didn't like, she was supposed to come back in that second week or whatever the personal issue that she had, right? And now she's officially gone. How do you think that makes me feel? How do you think that makes me feel when almost 20 people left in 2023? I'm not gonna forget that. You see, I just don't see, like, I don't get how most of these people, including Armando next to me, who's also a graphic artist, like, he's been there for as long as damn near I have, right? And I would think, like, usually a graphic designer will only last 3, 4, or 5 years maybe, and then you get somebody that I thought I would have an opportunity to train on the next person, but instead you're still here. I'm convinced that nobody's really applying for this position if it's gonna be that low. I mean, I've said that before, which is why it's so, you know, unprecedented and unexpected that I'm still in this dump, just knowing it's my 13th year and I have very minimal graphic design experience. All the job, like a majority of the jobs I applied to that are graphic design or even junior graphic design, they require more than what I know. So I know I needed to have left a long time ago, you know, so I can at least, like, if with so many other print companies, you know, other companies that were still specializing in print, you know, let's say like way back in, you know, like a decade ago, right? I still would have had a chance. You know, I can learn more. I mean, look how Rico was able to enhance his, and, you know, to improve his graphic design. You know, even though he jumped to like a bunch of different companies since he left his dump, he was able to improve his graphic design, his portfolio, and all that. I mean, for me, if I really, really have to, you know, I don't know, man. It's like maybe just a sample or two of, you know, I gotta, if it's gonna take a lot of nitpicking, then I better do so, because they're gonna require more than what I know. Because obviously I'm not learning enough here. So if they're gonna want to know, like, from what I've done on my job searching, like, you know, t-shirt designs, t-shirt designs, labels, stickers, what have you, even fabric designs or tote bags and all that. Like, I don't have any of that stuff in my portfolio, right? I mean, I do have some, but it's only done once, and now I'm just not learning anything. So I mean, if I really had to, which I'm really impatient at this point, it's I'm gonna have to really add some samples. I just hate that when every time I come into this dump, and then every time I get a rejection, even from an interview, no matter how great my interview is, I'm still gonna feel bummed out to the point where I'm gonna feel so much more bitter that I'm still in this dump. I mean, for Christ's sake, Paula has told me that, you know, when you see that many people left in 2023, that should be a telltale sign that I should leave. Well, I should have left that then, and I didn't. And I'm still here. I'm feeling worse each year. Now Amari has left. She came in 2024. She only lasted like almost 2 years. I mean, what am I expecting out of this dump anyway? You got a printer that's still acting up despite, you know, being fit, whatever the issue may be. I'm just not relying on anything here. So it's hard. I told you, it's hard to feel like I'm in this workplace. So it is what it is, man. I don't care what happens. If I get in trouble for something, that's still not going to change the fact I'm still useless in this place. So I got to keep doing what I'm doing, you know. Don't lay all your eggs in one basket. Got to keep going in case this doesn't fall through. So, peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.